Good evening. Today we are going to be talking about talking. Why, you might ask? Because we have been doing it for a long time. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about socialization and public speaking. What we mean by that is, why do we speak? Why do we speak? Why is speaking beneficial? Why is it good to be a good speaker? How do you become a good speaker? Things like that are what we are going to be addressing today.
Nice.
Dylan.
Yes. You didn't introduce us.
Oh, let's introduce ourselves. My name is John, and I am joined with my co-hosts,
Dillon,
Liam,
and Kayla.
And our first question of the day is going to be for my friend Kayla. Kayla.
Yeah.
Why do you think it is important to socialize? Is it beneficial to yourself?
I think it's important to socialize because nowadays most people socialize online, hence the word social media. And I think it's kind of weighing down on like how you normally would interact with people like out in public, because you're so used to talking to people behind screens and using abbreviations.
Have you seen that in yourself?
A little bit.
Same.
So I find it much easier to talk to people via text message or group chat versus actually talking face to face sometimes, because I don't know what it is about texting that's a lot easier than actually talking, if that makes sense.
Would it be that you're not like having to meet them eye to eye or like in person?
I have another question. So when I think, so I used to be very shy, and I sometimes can be super shy and introverted. But I used to be all like, all those adults and whatever are all so good at talking and love to talk to everyone all the time. Do you think it's a growth with age kind of thing, or do you think that you get better with age, or something that we are just born in a different time period where we've been affected by different things and that's why we're not able to talk as well?
I don't think it gets better with age. I think it's more of how you train yourself to talk to people, or how you were kind of, taught how to speak to people when you were really young. Because like Kayla was saying with the internet, I mean, people talk very differently now because the interactions online, like you said, are very, very different. And actually, I was going to add to what you were saying and say that when you're trying to speak to somebody about something, like there's some specific reason this happens, but the only thing that I can really say about it is that like when you're speaking, sometimes what you're thinking in your head doesn't come out the way that you say it sometimes.
All the time for me.
So like that can happen, but also like I was gonna add the point of, say you're speaking to people on like an online game, where like the environment where you talk to people on that is very different from like you talking to somebody in person.
Kind of like a 2009 Modern Warfare 2 lobby where everyone's screaming and yelling at each other.
Exactly. You wouldn't act like that in person, but online you can do you people would do that.
Yeah. So it's different to socialize in person and online.
Yeah.
Because online you can get away with saying a lot more than you can in person because you're there in reality.
I was gonna say that like a lot of people say the most horrendous stuff to you online, but they won't dare say it to you face to face.
Yeah, because they have this idea that they can't be touched when they're online, which they could. I mean, some crazy person could easily
swat them.
Yeah, easily like swat them or whatever. But people can get a little too comfortable sometimes with other people that they know online because they think that they're in some safe space of their own.
Yeah.
But like we've been saying, it does sometimes it'll hinder our abilities to talk like in person. But there's nothing really like wrong with that. It's just that like if you specifically want to speak to people, then there are certain skills that you could train yourself to learn if you want to get better in that field. if that makes sense.
Yeah. So with, I guess I would say is different things to do to approach a conversation would be something simple like, "Oh, John, I like your gold chain," or
Thanks, I guess.
"Dylan, that's a fly button-up shirt you got on," or "Kayla, your hair looks nice."
Thank you.
Something simple. I used to not be able to utter those words because it was very hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, seeing as we are more adults, what would you give as an advice? Do you think as a way that you can socialize better? Sorry, that sounded weird.
What?
Yes.
What advice would you give to someone who maybe would be nervous to start conversations and just like to keep to themselves because they're worried of what they're going to say?
I have something to add to that.
Yeah. That was a question. Why are you adding to
Well,
that?
well, to respond, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying.
No.
So what I think is something very important to learn, and this is for people like, in high school, trying to socialize with people, not really, kind of understanding it, but not really there yet, I think that when you're at that stage, or like when you're like an early adult, you have it in your mind what you want to say, but you want the conversation to go a specific way. And so when it doesn't go that way, you're kind of stuck and you don't really know what to do. So what I've found is that like it's important to more go with the flow with the conversation than keep on thinking about it every single time you're talking with somebody, because it makes it flow more clearer, and it actually gives the other person a chance to relay their points of the conversation. It's a back and forth thing, and there's no real like way to categorize how it's gonna go.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very weird. All right. It is a very weird. Conversations are just very weird.
Yes.
Like when you think about them too much. So let's not like...
Or
Oh,
sometimes when you do start a conversation and then you just don't know what to follow up after that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What-
like I said, just another thing is just simple things like their appearance or clothing that they're wearing, jewelry. Just compliment it, or
my
John's-
fire fits.
yes, or just talk about a hobby that you think they might be interested in or know that they're interested in. Like Dillon likes fitness. John is very creative, and
Oh, thank you.
so he would like to talk about art or the stop motion movies he makes. And Kayla likes to draw, paint, and stuff like that too as well.
I wanted to add that I have actually found another thing with, if you don't really know what somebody's talking about, like say that they have a profession or like a hobby that you don't really know much about, I've found that it actually helps to just say a single statement, and that statement is, "Oh, that seems interesting. Tell me more about it."
So just play 50 questions.
Pretty much.
Yeah, just ask them questions about it. Don't let every single sentence you're throwing at them be a question, because then it kind of just feels like a question answer type of conversation. But you can kind of just add your little points to it, even if you don't really know much about it, or even if it's like far out of left field. That's still adding to the conversation, and even if it doesn't go well, I mean, that's still learning.
You live and you learn.
You live and you learn.
I would like to
No.
put in something before I forget about it, and then I'll go to Kayla.
Okay.
So while you're thinking of something, then I can talk. Is that okay, Kayla?
Yeah.
All right. I was thinking about how I always thought like, wow, I'm just not good at this. Blah, 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 blah. But honestly, it is something that you practice all the time, and you have to really put yourself out there. Like I remember when we went to give out flyers for the podcast, and we were really like doing like the most outworthy, I don't know, extroversion kind of action is like asking people that you really don't know and starting up a conversation with them that you have no idea who they are. And I thought that was the hardest thing for me. And it was it was just like a practice thing. And you guys all got like a lot better at it as you were trying. And it's just like regular conversations where you have to work on it and you get better and you have to really put yourself out there. Another thing is, I used to like beat myself up about it after I would get into a conversation and say, oh, that didn't go well. That was so awkward. I can't believe I said that. Oh my gosh. Then I thought, wow, am I the one who's awkward? Maybe. But a conversation is a two-person job. You're not having a conversation with yourself. So if the other person isn't putting in their second bit, that's not your fault.
Yeah.
So don't hate yourself over that.
And sometimes people are just very introverted. Like, they are interested in what you're saying, but they don't like to respond much to it. They just like to more of listen to what you're saying.
Yeah, so don't like be so self-conscious about how it's going. It's just something we do.
Yeah.
Kayla, I know you have had some problems with talking to people and being outside of your comfort zone. What would you like to add in this? Sorry, my bad. Oopsie.
Don't talk to people.
I think it's time for another intervention for Dillon.
What do you
Intervention.
mean? What do you mean?
I know I'm more of the introverted type side sometimes. And when I first met you, clearly I was more of a listener than I was a talker. And I think you started feeling some types of way about that sometimes.
What do you mean?
I was always put on the spot. You're like, two-way street here, Kayla. I'm like, I'm just a listener.
No, I just, I wanted to hear what you were saying.
So
is
he being hypocritical right now?
What? No,
Can I make a statement?
No, I just want to put that out there. But anyway.
Oh my gosh.
It's really, I think Dillon was trying to get you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Honestly, you guys probably wouldn't have known much about each other if you were just a listener.
Yeah,
and that's pretty
Yeah.
good. Go us.
That out there.
Yeah.
All right.
I was asking you all the questions because I was genuinely like interested in everything you were saying. And
So sweet.
All right. Dillon, do you want to give us the challenge?
Okay.
All right, get
guys.
ready, everybody. Dillon has prepared for us a challenge today.
Okay.
He will explain the rules, and we will perform abiding by these rules.
Okay. So the challenge for today, everyone's eyeing me.
Okay.
So,
Go ahead, Dillon.
So I had an idea for this podcast, and
An idea it was.
yes, it was. So what I would like to do for all of us is that all 4 of the Crabby Morning members are going to do an impromptu 2-minute speech about a topic chosen by the other members that are not speaking. So basically how this is going to work is the person that gets up is about to speak. The other 3 people have to decide what that topic is going to be. And then that person is going to have to go on that topic for 2 minutes. So here's the question. Who wants to go first?
I will go first.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You guys go crazy with your topics, but I feel like I'm making up impromptu speeches all day when I work with kids. So
Let's give him a hard one.
Oh my god. Okay. What are you guys thinking so far?
I was thinking something along the line of camping or guns.
camping.
What about
or
whitewater rafting?
whitewater rafting?
Yeah.
All right. Is that fine with you guys?
Do you guys want to do that?
Sure, go for it, John.
To promote this topic of
track
public
of the time.
speaking, we're supposed to be standing up. So I'll be standing up in front of my guests. Is this thing on? All right. Good evening, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about a great outdoor activity, very common, found amongst mountains and rivers, and it is whitewater rafting. How many of you guys have been whitewater rafting in the audience today?
Once.
Not me.
1-0. All right. Well, let me tell you something. I have been whitewater rafting before. I always thought, what a weird name. And I actually thought, why is it called whitewater rafting? Whitewater rafting is called whitewater rafting because in these currents, it creates the foam and all those bubbles at the top that you see, and it's white. And I think that's why it's called whitewater rafting. Some important rules to follow when you're whitewater rafting is stay inside the boat. I don't know how many people need to hear this, but you gotta stay inside that boat when you're going down a current at 100 miles per hour, going across rocks, hitting branches. You might fall off. If you do fall off, I wish I knew what happened. In my experience whitewater rafting, I went one time. It was a little bit of an experience, but I made it. I actually did
goodness.
survive. I don't know if you guys could tell. It's a rush, literally.
Oh my god.
That hurt.
And it's something I would definitely recommend to those who are seeking an adventure. In the end, whitewater rafting is a fun outdoor activity as long as you stay inside the boat and stay safe. That is all for today.
All right.
Nice.
Thank you, John.
Nice. That was actually a few seconds before 2 minutes.
All right.
All right, set the standard time.
Next.
No. I was just saying he did a good job.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and let the next person go, and I think it's only fitting that the guy who came up with this idea.
Dillon.
I knew where this was going. I knew that this was coming. All right, what do you got for me?
All right, Dillon.
Give him something really hard. And really
All right.
Martial arts.
No, let's talk about doorknobs.
Doorknobs?
Yes.
Yes,
Really?
go for it.
Sell us your pitch about doorknobs, Dillon, for 2 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
All right,
Okay,
you're trying to sell us some doorknobs. All right. You got to make a 2-minute speech about doorknobs.
Someone keep track of the 2 minutes.
Yeah. Liam, you take track of it.
Time starts now.
Doorknobs. What are they? There are millions upon millions of doorknobs in the U.S. today.
Yep.
Some of them are rusted. Some of them are new. Some of them are bougie. Others
Are blue.
Doorknobs are the thing that you use to get into your home.
Oh, cool.
And they're a very useful tool. You can find them at, Home Depot. You can find them at Lowe's. You can find them at Walmart. They are a very versatile tool that you can use to open any doorway.
I have a
because they're a
question.
knob.
What type of doorknob is your favorite?
My favorite doorknob is the brass doorknob. Now let me tell you, because it's a doorknob, and you can turn it, and then you can open it. And it's not worn. So, anyways, what I was saying about doorknobs. So, like, my favorite thing about doorknobs is that they come in a variety of shapes and sizes, so that you can really customize your doorknob to fit your own specific taste.
Okay.
So,
What about, like, the long doorknob?
Liam, it's a speech. We gotta make him talk and all the awkwardness away. So to make no noise, just stay.
Okay.
So the long doorknobs. Now this is the crazy part. So long doorknobs, they're very special, and I'm going to tell you why. They're special because instead of you moving your hand forward, you turn your hand to the side and you push it down to open the
Can
door.
I interject? We're getting a little bit too obsessed with long doorknobs. And I think we need to go back to the original, general topic and close this speech out.
So, anyways, to conclude my TED Talk, I was going to say that the one thing that we all have in common is we all have a doorknob.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
That was beautiful.
All right.
I will go.
All right, Liam. Good job, Dillon.
Thank you.
I felt really... I felt like... Oh, okay. Once again, since this is going to be more of a speech instead of a conversation, let's.
I was just trying to help him out a little.
Let's do this.
How about elbows for you?
Okay.
Oh, I like
elbows.
Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. My name's Liam. Welcome to my TED Talk. Today, I'm going to talk to you about elbows. Elbows are a very important function of the human body. For that reason, why? Is because they move your arm. You can go different ways. I mean, you can't go all the way backwards because then it'll break. But other than that, elbows are a pretty prime joint in your body. Let me tell you. So, the cool thing about it is it can be used for multiple things. Resting your head on a desk, or crushing someone's skull.
Oh.
So, or, just bumping someone out of the way. There's so many uses for an elbow. But the weirdest part about an elbow is you can't really feel anything when you rub your elbow. Why is that? It's because I have no clue. But moving on to tell you more about elbows. I'm trying to tell you about elbows. This is very rude and disrespectful for my presentation about elbows.
Finish us off, Liam.
Okay, to conclude my TED Talk about elbows is they're the best joint on the human body. Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Okay, Kayla.
Our final guest is going to be Kayla. I've been looking forward to this
You
one.
guys kept laughing. I was trying to keep it together.
All right. No laughing.
Cars.
Cars.
What about cars?
Wait, the movie or just
No,
cars?
Just cars in general.
Well,
Oh.
you can be general, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Ready?
So for my TED Talk today, I'm talking about cars in real life and the movie. Cars are very functional. They drive. They have 4 wheels. They make sounds.
Yeah.
But unlike the movie Cars, they don't talk or have emotions. There is no piston cup. They can't go to England and save the Queen. They can't be spies. They can't have British accents. But there are British-made cars. What type of British cars, you might ask? I don't know. I just know there are British cars. And one of them's the Queen. So...
All right. Reel it in, Kayla. Reel it in. Bring us home. Bring us home.
So in conclusion, if you see a truck outside with the name Mater, you're probably Lightning McQueen. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Beautiful. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yay. All right. Let's discuss what just happened.
So
Not just with Kayla, but with everyone.
I felt like I had a stroke while I was talking about elbows.
Did any of you guys feel nervous?
a little bit, but I felt very fulfilled on my doorknob.
Don't say that. Don't
Wait.
say
Oh wait, wrong word. Okay,
No.
I shouldn't have
I
said
felt
that.
really fulfilled on my doorknob.
no, wait. Oh my gosh.
Anyways, Liam, how did you feel being?
Well, I was more nervous about trying to extend my TED Talk for 2 minutes talking about elbows, so I just started making up nonsense towards the end.
Yeah. It's hard to talk about something for 2 minutes, and it doesn't seem like that bad when you first think about it. I'm gonna skip over Kayla for a second. She's like a ticking time bomb. I want to say that I felt kind of semi-comfortable. It did feel a little bit different because you guys are my peers, and I don't feel embarrassed to talk in front of you guys. I feel like it would be a little bit different of a vibe to talk about more people, or in front of more people that I didn't know, which would be like level 100. But we all start somewhere, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I thought we definitely did talk about our topics to some extent.
Some more than others.
Some more than others. Kayla, did you feel? What did you feel when being up there? I saw a whole range of emotions, from laughter, crying, sadness,
Confusion.
You okay, Kayla? Drink some water.
We'll get back to Kayla.
All right. Kayla, would you?
Wait, hang
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know what happened up there. Kind of just was making stuff up, so I had no idea what to talk about.
Was
So
it harder to? Was the action of talking in front of us more harder coming up with stuff to talk about?
I think it was just coming up with stuff to talk about.
Mm-hmm. It is, and that's how it's like in a regular conversation, right? You don't know what since it's a 2-person job, you don't know what the other person is gonna say, correct?
Exactly. The reason that I wanted us all to do this was because when you want to do a speech in front of a large audience and you're trying to prepare it, it's important that you do, because preparation is what's gonna make your talk, pretty much. And you guys just heard, when you don't really prepare for something, it's much harder to do the speech than if you did prepare for it. If that makes sense.
That's correct. All right. Dillon, would you like to finish us off with our question of the day?
Yes, I would. The question of the day will be: why do you think socialization has become increasingly difficult as of recent years? And how could you help someone
who's struggling with talking?
Struggling with talking to people.
Okay. Thank you, Dillon, for that. That is all going to finish our podcast today. Crabby morning on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Crabby morning!